Hello, hello, my friends, this is for Planes, and welcome back to Xenonauts Invasion Report, Episode 5. And I hope you liked Episode 4, how I edited like the footage and everything, so it's not boring. So leave feedback in the comments and everything, and as promised, we'll be heading straight for the ground mission today, so join in. Yeah, I've accelerated various bits and pieces from this episode's footage again, so yeah, that's what you're already currently looking at. And most of the footage is accelerated to 10 times speed, so this ended up 4 minutes and a bit in the editor. So that was about a 50-minute, 40-minute ground engagement, clearing out buildings and everything. It took a while. Anyhow, we're pretty much spreading out, and then it's time to start engaging, like, the civilians and everything, so yeah. And as you see, the policeman there tries to make sure of a civilian, but sadly can't. And we take revenge for him then in return. And like I said, I cut out the boring bits and pieces and slowed down everything else, like the shooting and everything to normal speed, like usually, because then it doesn't sound wonky at all. And aside from that, we are hauling ass at 10 times speed, covering the map. I'm taking a camping stance because before I did that, like, what happened is that my troops died, and we take a wound here on Maxwell Gray, which hurts us. I think it's his name. Anyhow, we managed to kill the civilian, and then there's one civilian that comes around like the corner here, and we actually hit him. Other than that, most of the ground mission actually went surprisingly smoothly. And because I don't know how many aliens are inside the UFO, I decide to clear out the entire map. Still taking a very cautious stance here, to make sure that, like, nothing is here. Yeah. Now is the long and boring part of moving up, which actually took about 20 minutes. Which you'll see. I hope the footage is, like, not too fast. Yeah, just moving up, hit and turn, and moving up. And despite from getting Maxwell Gray hit, I think that's his name, the ground mission went to plan, which is something I'm very, very glad it did, because if they don't like the ground missions, then yeah, we have problems, and that's bad. But sadly gladly we didn't have any, and everything like went smoothly. Move up my troops, as you see here. Front door. I see one civilian in there, from like looking at the door there. Move up my troops, everything. Get him. One hit. One hit more. And that was it for the mission. No one died, one injury. Fairly glad, and we made $58,000 of profit there, so that was a fairly profitable mission. In due time, not so far off, we get our council report in. And I was more or less satisfied with the council report, because overall we don't really lose a lot of funding, or like the funding cuts and the funding increases kind of total each other out, and so we overall come out great, like more or less even, with a loss of 100,000 or so. It's not too bad. And then I like check my base and spend quite a lot of time checking my base, which I'll be cutting out a fair bit, like interceptors and the finances of the different regions of the world, thinking about where I should go, where I want to go, and what's probably the wisest of choices to do, because I want to get up 3 bases ASAP as fast as possible. But it was a hard choice of whether to go for America first or for Southern East Asia. In the end, I went for America, and we are working on getting a base up. We're currently in the month October. I want to get up a base in Southern East Asia by the beginning of December. And I'll be ditching, like going for armor for the base, because getting up the base is early and ensuring good relations is a fairly important thing. The thing I will be doing on the projects first, the first thing I'll be doing is probably I will be making weapons, and that's the only thing I'll be doing, because I'm not so much making armor yet, but that's when we get to that in due time on the research screen. For right now, we're currently having to go for the alien alloys and stuff. So anyhow, time to cut for the next interesting thing, I guess. I guess it's now time for Dr. Snidley's mandatory science report. Alenium is the fundamental power source for all alien technology. It is a translucent yellow material that resembles amber in appearance and forms the core of the alien power source recently recovered, resting consequential. Detailed analysis of Alenium's molecular structure reveals an incredibly dense atomic arrangement, allowing the material to store energy in quantities previously thought impossible. Despite this, the material remains inert and has a half-life of nearly 3 trillion years. It can be cracked if enough mechanical force is applied, but this will not cause energy discharge. This can be explained by the exceptionally stable arrangement of atomic chains, which also contain a clue as to how to unlock the energy trapped within. Each chain contains a regular weak bond that can be broken with precise application of energy. By specifically targeting these weak bonds with a laser, one can easily generate a controlled energy release of virtually any size. This leads me to believe that Alenium is no more but an incredibly advanced alien battery. The molecular structure is not one that would occur naturally, nor contain any inherent energy of its own, but it makes a perfect method of storing the output from a far greater power source. As we have no way of recharging Alenium, and will almost certainly be using it to power any new technology we develop, we should make any effort to recover as much as possible from the UFOs and alien ground forces. It's now time to pick a new research on Dr. Snidley's research screen, and then to go for business as usual in the geo screen. Monitoring activities, and yeah, trying to get them in range, which, well, also I've decided to go for a base in Northern America because I think it's probably the best choice to do. Yeah, we have now a crash site, which, as you saw, I'll be doing this in this invasion report issue as well, because the video is only at 9.5 minutes and I feel it's a bit too short this way. Anyhow, because we got a wounded troop, I still haven't forgotten his name, I haven't looked it up yet. We have to pick a new candidate, which is a fairly tough choice. And that's what I'll end up doing. We'll be going straight for a ground mission in what looks like to be Scandinavia or Middle Europe or something, so yeah. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie. The second ground mission took forever to complete, and was a lot more action-packed than the first one, as you're going to see, because, well, I'm also not really sure how I'm going to edit this one yet. I haven't cut it up yet. I'm pre-recording this part of the post-commentary before I even have taken a look at it. It's still being processed by my video rendering program. So yeah, 52 minutes and 48 seconds of ground engagement. And a lot of aliens died, none of my troops. And yeah, I don't think a lot of civilians died either, so that was a pretty damn good ground mission. Anyhow, now to cutting to a bit more informative commentary for you guys. Also, since I'm not doing a post-commentary, well, live commentary for my ground missions, I can take much more time planning out my movements, which is why, even at 10 times speed, it seems pretty damn slow, because I'm checking and like checking hit chances, squeezing out time units, everything to get the best out of the ground engagement, because that's the way you do it. And if you don't like it, I can't really do much about it. I can't change my playstyle. Yeah, that's a bit of the tough life as a Let's Player. In case you haven't already noticed, I've added little, like how fast I compressed the video, indicators on the top left of the screen. So you can pretty much see when I accelerate time and when not during the video here, because I think personally that's a great idea. So you guys get to see what like the gameplay is like, and Xenonauts is a very challenging game at times, because you really do need to think if you don't want your soldiers to die. And I value the lives of my soldiers. Anyways, now it's time to move on again. We also have found the UFO, only though I only have 3 soldiers there, so I don't feel brave enough, and the Anadecker gets shot, and Miss Masako Mori lays down the civilian in return. Bit of healing and everything, as you see, to fix Miss Anadecker up. Women power in this squadron is really strong. And then it's time to move again. And this time I left a lot of the moving in. So yeah, shooty time for the civilians. Yeah, bit of fast forwarding. This mission had a lot of firing in it, as you see. A lot of being shot at. Now I move a couple of people up, like Privateer Iker Diaz and stuff, because I need a bit more firepower. And Privateer, I think he's Corporal or Sergeant now. I'm sorry, Mr. Iker Diaz. Goes and shoots out the door, which makes the aliens unable to hide in there, and I can unload. And that's what we start doing, and you can see there is a pretty dang hard firefight going on from then. I think 15-20 different shots get exchanged. This will go on for a bit. I just looked at my timeline, and we still have 214, about 30 to go until this like firefight ends. Anyways, these civilians were very tough, even though I hit them a lot. There. I'm lucky there that the civilian misses Miss Masako Mori, who I placed there. Considering how far he had to move, he probably didn't have any time units left for an aimed shot. Got a lot of reaction fire there. Now there's a lot more fire coming in. This is the civilian dead. Now the civilian, out of the back of the UFO, comes forwards and gets shot by our shotgunners there. And then I cut like to storming the rest of the UFO. Was a bit of a jump cut, I'll have to fix that. And we're at real time where I move in, and sadly this is the end of the video. So yeah, it was a successful ground mission here, lots of action. And we'll be resuming a global defense at the beginning of the next video. I hope you liked this episode. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you did like it, drop on a like. And if you want to see more of this, then consider subscribing. But that was it for me, guys. Thanks for watching and bye bye. And I'll leave you to the mission success screen.